Welcome to What Would You Choose? Your daily dose of fun choices. Camel versus buffalo. Which one has a hump? The answer is camel. Taco versus burger. Which one is usually folded? The answer is taco. Chicken versus turkey. Which one is bigger in size? The answer is turkey. Bicycle versus scooter. Which one has pedals? The answer is bicycle. Ice cube versus water drop. Which one is frozen? The answer is ice cube. Goat versus sheep. Which one gives us wool? The answer is sheep. Clownfish versus pufferfish. Which one can puff up? The answer is pufferfish. Cookie versus donut. Which one usually has a hole in the center? The answer is donut. Traffic light versus stop sign. Which one has 3 colors? The answer is traffic light. Seashell versus coral. Which one is used to hear ocean sounds? The answer is seashell. Rabbit versus rat. Which one has longer ears? The answer is rabbit. Volcano versus mountain. Which one can erupt? The answer is volcano. Crab versus turtle. Which one walks sideways? The answer is crab. Juice box versus soda cup. Which one has a straw attached to the box? The answer is juice box. Thread versus yarn. Which one is thicker? The answer is yarn. Surfer versus swimmer. Which one uses a board in water? The answer is surfer. Zebra versus cow. Which one has black and white stripes? The answer is zebra. Mirror versus TV. Which one shows your reflection? The answer is mirror. Pizza versus sandwich. Which one has slices? The answer is pizza. Molar tooth versus brain. Which one is used to chew food? The answer is molar tooth. Fairy versus wizard. Which one usually has wings? The answer is fairy. Horse versus camel. Which one lives in the desert? The answer is camel. Ice cream versus shaved ice. Which one melts slower? The answer is ice cream. Hedgehog versus rabbit. Which one has spines? The answer is hedgehog. Juice versus milk. Which one comes from fruits? The answer is juice. Kite versus balloon. Which one needs wind to fly? The answer is kite. Football versus volleyball. Which one is oval-shaped? The answer is football. Moon versus sun. Which one shines at night? The answer is moon. Snowman versus teddy bear. Which one melts in the sun? The answer is snowman. Police car versus fire truck. Which one is used to put out fires? The answer is fire truck. Brain versus heart. Which one controls thinking? The answer is brain. Orange juice versus grape juice. Which one is orange in color? The answer is orange juice. Fried egg versus bread. Which one comes from an animal? The answer is fried egg. Magic wand versus violin. Which one is used in magic shows? The answer is magic wand. Canoe versus cruise ship. Which one is smaller? The answer is canoe. Rock versus diamond. Which one is shiny and valuable? The answer is diamond. Pine tree versus cactus. Which one grows in the desert? The answer is cactus. Cheese versus chocolate. Which one is made from milk? The answer is cheese. Gorilla versus dog. Which one is a wild animal? The answer is gorilla. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe Seendal Kids for more Would You Rather quizzes likes that.